Hey there folks, it's Blue here from Bluebear's Games, and for today's video, I will be showing you my newest 60 card budget battle brew that I'm calling Mythological. Before I get to today's video, I want to first take a moment to let you know that if you'd like to help support my channel, you can do so in the following ways. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share any of my content on your socials so other people can discover it, and or watch some of my many other videos yourself. In addition to that, if you're interested in ways that you can help support my channel monetarily, please read the description of this video, and there you will find a myriad of options for what you can do to help me keep this channel going. Anything that you can do to help is greatly appreciated, and I thank you for it. Now with that out of the way, let's begin. So as I said, I am calling this deck Mythological, and the reason is because it is centered around creatures that have a mythological background. It includes things like unicorns, griffins, and archons, to name a few. Originally, this deck was going to just have unicorns in it, but after looking at all the unicorns available, I decided that the deck would just be too weak to actually have fun or win with, so I pivoted and went with as many different horse-type mythological creatures as I could. Additionally, I also added two small sub-themes on top of that, which are life gain and enchantment themes to help round it all out. Oh yeah, and this deck is mono-white, I forgot to mention that. So now that you know what I was going for with this build, let's get to it and I'll show you what I came up with. So I'll kick this off with the creatures first, starting with the 1-drop. It is called Loyal Pegasus. It is a 2/1 flyer with the caveat of not being able to attack or block alone, which won't be a problem because I have ways to solve that. So I've got 4 of them in there to start. The second creature is a unicorn. It's called Mesa Unicorn. It is a 2-to-cast 2/2 with lifelink, because remember, one of the sub-themes here is lifelink, or life gain. So I got 4 of them. The next one plays off of that is another unicorn. It's Celestial Unicorn. It is a 3-to-cast 3/2 that whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it will grow as the game goes on. So another one of those it's 4 of. The next one is Sunmare Pegasus, because remember, mythical creatures. It's a 4-to-cast 2/3 flyer that has an ability that for 1 white and 1 of any, it will gain vigilance and lifelink until end of turn. So again, more life gain helps grow the Celestial Unicorn. And we got 4 of them in there. Then, one of 4 rares is Archon of Sun's Grace. It is a 4-to-cast 3/4 flying lifelinker that says Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink, and there are a bunch of them. And then also it has Constellation that says whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token with flying. So there's the other sub-theme of enchantments. So let's keep going. Next is Archon of Redemption. This is a 5-to-cast 3/4 flyer that says whenever it or another creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain life equal to that creature's power. So all those tokens coming into play will help you gain a lot of life as well. So that's the creatures. Next up is the enchantments, which is, again, the other sub-theme. So Divine Favors first. It is a 2-to-cast aura enchantment that when it enters play, you gain 3 life, and the creature gets +1/+3. It's actually quite well costed for what it does. It gains you life, and it makes the creature way bigger, especially on the toughness. So I got a play set of those in there. I've got 2 Brilliant Halos in there. This is an enchantment from Urza Saga that costs 2. The enchanted creature gets +1/+2, but whenever it itself is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you can return it back to your hand to play it again, which helps the constellation of the Archon of the Sun's Grace. So I've got 2 of them in there. Pacifisms, obviously because we want control of the board, so taking out some of the bigger creatures on the other side of the board, always a good thing. And that's what most of these are going to do. They're all prison enchantments. Forced Worship, so it's 2-to-cast. It makes it so the enchanted creature can't attack. It can still block, which is okay because you're most likely going to put it on something that's on the ground and you have flyers. And then you can pay 3 to return it to your hand from play. So you can play it again, triggering that constellation. So I got 4 of them in there. Faith Fetters is the next one. It's a 4-to-cast aura enchantment that when it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life, and the enchanted creature now can't attack, block, or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. So mana dorks are okay, everything else, screw them. The third rare, because the second one was earlier, is Captured by the Consulate. It's a 4-to-cast aura that enchants a creature that you don't control, and the enchanted creature can't attack again, and then whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it has a single target, you change the target to the enchanted creature. So if they try to bolt something of yours, it has to go to whatever this is enchanting. So it's kind of, got a couple things going for it. Then we've got Griffin Airy, so it's a 2 to cast enchantment, not an aura, it's an actual enchantment that stays on the board. That says at the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 white Griffin creature token with flying, because Griffins also are mythical creatures. So I got 2 of them in there. The fourth and final rare in the deck is Elspeth Conquers Death. It doesn't have anything to do with mythical creatures, it's just good for this deck. It's a 5 to cast Saga. If you don't know how Sagas work, ask in the comments and I will explain it. It comes into play and has 3 chapters. When it comes into play, the first chapter is red, and it says exile target permanent and opponent controls with a converted mana cost or now mana value of 3 or greater. So anything big will be exiled. Second chapter hits on your next upkeep and says non-creature spells that your opponents cast cost 2 more to cast until my next turn or your next turn. And then the third chapter, and then it gets sacrificed, says to return target creature or planeswalker, which aren't in here, but you can add them later, from your graveyard to the battlefield with either a +1/+1 counter if it's a creature or a extra additional loyalty counter. So it's pretty good. It's removal for your opponent's stuff that's bigger. It's also going to get you something back that you've lost earlier. And then the lands are pretty basic. It's just planes. I think it's 20 planes. 20 or 22, I can't remember, but I'll have the deck list in the description of the video so you can see. And that's it. That's what we've got for this deck. And that, my friends, is Mythological, my newest addition to my 60-card starter-style budget builds that I offer for sale on the Bluebear's Games Facebook page and the Facebook Marketplace. If you're looking for a good, fun deck to learn how to play the game with, or teach someone how to play, this is a pretty good one to do it with. Truth be told, this deck came about because I've been asked multiple times for a deck that would be quote-unquote girl-friendly, but I don't really think of decks being more or less friendly to a specific gender. Other people, however, apparently do. This deck may or may not be more interesting to those of the fairer sex, possibly, but I just think that what I came up with is a unique and interesting deck that anyone can enjoy. It's been a while since I presented an original Bluebear's Games build, and I plan on making a few more in the coming weeks, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Well, folks, that's all for this video, but please go browse my channel and take a look at some of my many other videos. I know that you'll find some that you like, and be sure to check back every Friday for new content. Before you go, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified of any new videos I put out, as sometimes I do add extra videos throughout the week. Have a great day, and I hope to see you real soon.